What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. Now, look, this is Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 2, Episode 10. This episode got on my nerves, so let's just go and start it. We start off where we left off with the whole JoJo fighting with Veronica. And no sooner did she get done fighting with Veronica than here comes Shay rolling up on her and snatched her wig off. And JoJo talking about something. I don't know why I got all these. Why everybody coming for me? Cause you got beef with everybody. Cause you do it like how you treat people. Like you got beef with all these people. Then they have the cook off. Okay, Trick Daddy killed you in the cook off. I mean, it was just he had negative points. I ain't never seen people get negative points. I don't know how you got negative points, but you did. Amada and her mother decided to do the empanadas for the candy factory, the sugar factory, excuse me. And she was just talking to her mom about, JoJo and Bobby or whatever. The same old, same old. We've been talking about that for 3 episodes, whatever. Her mother basically was like, they jealous of you, keep it moving. Here's where the episode really started getting on my nerves. They probably dedicated 30% of this episode to this whole storyline about Amada putting voodoo roots on JoJo. I refuse to entertain that shit. I think that is the most. And it's not because I don't believe in roots and all that. I'm just saying in this moment, in this situation, I think this shit is ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous for them to make that a storyline. I think it is ridiculous. And it's, like I said, it's borderline. Something ain't sitting right with me with it. I don't want to use too much explosive language, but something just ain't sitting right with it. So I'm not going to entertain it. Long story short, JoJo went to, and then of all places, she went to Mexico to see her dad, who not speaking to her, who cut her off, but he going to help her get a spiritual cleanse to get these roots off of her, because her spiritual advisor in Miami said, these roots are too deep. I can't do nothing for you. Get the fuck out of here. I can't entertain that shit. Anyway, moving on. So we go into the studio with Chaotic and with Prince and with Hollywood, and basically Prince had with they wanted to meet a reggaeton artist to help Prince out, and they were talking about paying your dues and how artists need to be paying their dues, and they expect to just be able to just come in and just get a hit off the bat. And Prince was like, well, what's the problem? If you're making good music, why you got to pay dues? What's the problem with coming out and being able to, do your thing? And, I see both sides of the argument. A lot of people are reaping the benefits of what came before them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your path is going to be the same as somebody else's path. I really think what they want is for people to respect the artists that came before them and respect that they had to pave the way, and they maybe in some situations they had to do a whole lot of legwork to make it easier for you. And I think that might have been more where they were trying to go versus just you're gonna respect me, you know what I mean? You're gonna put in you're gonna do some time. Anyway, Prince plays this song for him. Now he's come up with his name. He is Poppy Shampoo. And he actually has a song. Now, to me, the song sounds like an auto-tune mess. But they moving in the studio and they acting like they like it and all that other stuff. And I was just like... for me, it's not a bop. But maybe I'm not hearing something that other people are hearing. Prince said he's going to perform it at his birthday party that he's having because he's ready to perform his music and put his music out there. Chaotic tells them that his dad reached out to him, and he said he hasn't heard from his dad since he got shot in 2008. But that his dad reached out to him with all this stuff that's going on in the news. And, Hollywood was like, look, I know you mad at your dad and you don't really have no love for your dad, but... hear him out. Hear what he has to say. He's like, you never know what you might pick up from him. Nobody said y'all gotta be best friends. Excuse me, y'all. Nobody said that y'all gotta be best friends, but maybe y'all can, come together, whatever. He's like, I'll think about it. So, you could tell that this episode just didn't do it for me. This is the second part that got on my nerves. So, Prince's birthday party. Everybody's there. Prince invited everybody. You know, Prince don't really have no beef with a whole lot of people. So everybody's at the party. We have Amada. We have Veronica. You know, they still got beef from last season. Prince, Hollywood, Chaotic. You know, everybody's there. JoJo's not there because she's in Mexico getting her spiritual cleanse. I don't remember seeing Bobby. No, Bobby wasn't there because he'd have made a scene. Bobby wasn't there. So the lady from the radio station? What's her name? Pooch. Miss Pooch, she was talking to Amada about Trick Daddy and asking him, would she be interested in going out on a date? And Amada was like, I never really looked at Trick like that. Like, he good people and all, but I'm not really interested in dating him. She was like, but on a friendship level, with everything else that's going on, I go out with him so he could take my mind off of things or whatever. So, we setting that up. Then Shay comes rolling up. Shay and Amada have their conversation. And basically, Amada has to apologize to Shay because, of course, remember, she broke up with Shay so she could be friends with with JoJo. And, we see how that turned out with her and JoJo. Here's my problem. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people give apologies and say if. Don't say if. Just apologize. I hate that. If anything I said offended you, or if I upset you, or if I hurt you. No, fuck that. If you apologize, then know what you're apologizing for and mean it. Because when you say if what I said, that means that you're still not really fully accepting that what you said hurt me. I don't like that. And that's pretty much what Amada said to Shay. Shay sat there and told her, you hurt my feelings because I got love for you. And for you to basically say you gonna stop being friends with me because you're closer to JoJo, that hurt me. And Amada gonna say, well, no, she just told you hurt her. So it's no if to it. Just fucking say, I'm sorry, I made a bad decision and I apologize for that. And Shay, I don't really need you to grow the fuck up. I'm so sick of this whole tit for tat. She threw food at me 2 months ago, so now I gotta snatch her wig off, and that was that. Shay, how old are you? You gotta be knocking on 40. Cause I remember you from Flavor Flav. What was his show? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You gotta be knocking on 40. Grow the fuck up. Anyway, and as much as I ain't crazy about JoJo, but to say she threw the empanadas at me at your little get together 2 months ago, so when I saw her, me snatching her wig off in public, that was equal. It's just stupid. So then, Prince comes out and he performs, and of course everybody is like, yay, okay, Prince, oh yeah, you did it, oh okay. And I was just like, hearing it the second time didn't make me bop any harder. And his little lame ass performance, he came out with a visor over his face, I guess because he wanted to do a reveal of who he was. And he had like a little 2-step, dance motion thing, and he had his shirt open. And honey, that thing ain't do nothing for me. But okay, whatever, Prince. But I tell you what, I ain't mad at you for saying, look, this is what I want to do. You got it in the studio, you made a song. I don't have to like it. Other people like it. And it's already on iTunes because they didn't already, how they do going into commercials. So look, for that, I ain't mad at you, boo. Because you probably just got probably a 1,000 damn downloads just now. So I ain't mad at you. Do what you do. But did you peep this? Now, Liz was at the party because, that's her boo and everything. Did y'all peep Chaotic? In his confessional talking about some Prince's so-called girlfriend, Liz, blah, 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 she could get it. I know she want her a real man. I said, okay. I peeped that, Chaotic. I peeped it. And basically what I read in that is, you don't believe this bullshit between him and Bobby being just friends either. That's how I read it. Talking about his so-called girlfriend. So what you calling Liz, a beard? You saying Liz is just his beard? And then say, I know Liz want a real man. What that mean, a real man? And see, you and Prince been hanging real tight. So are you seeing some shit behind the scenes that we ain't seeing? Because you ain't got to prove. You don't have to tell me because you ain't got to tell me. I already told you how I feel about that situation. Now, I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. That's my opinion. It is what it is. My opinion. So, there was that. Now, here's the second piece of that little night that got on my nerves. Veronica Vega and Amada have a conversation. They're clearing the air. Here's my problem. Once again, Veronica, You showed your natural ass last season. And you was coming at Amada from like episode 3. Now, when that whole thing went down with you using the word nigga, you want to make it seem like you were mad at Amada because she didn't defend you. And Amada was like, because we weren't friends then. And Veronica was like, but you know me, you know me, you know me, like you know, to be called a racist and da 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 da. Again, the problem was this. Nobody was calling you racist on the front end. What they were saying was that you ain't have a right to use the word. And instead of saying, you know what, I hear you, it's the same bullshit that happened on Black Ink Crew with Lily. Instead of saying, you know what, I hear you, I grew up around people who allowed me to use the word, I thought it was cool, but the backlash is telling me it's not. Instead of doing that, you dug your heels in deeper and then had a nerve to say, well, I'm black. So you expected Amada to save you, but you was talking cold shit about her. At what point was she supposed to save you? You know, I didn't like that. I didn't like the way that conversation went down because I was like, come on now. And Amada said that. Amada said, I'm not, that ain't my place to save you. I can't save you. You know, I mean, I appreciate that Amada didn't back down from her position and she made it clear, like, that ain't my thing. But I just didn't appreciate that Veronica acted like Amada owed her something or that she was supposed to do something. And even if her and Amada were friends, what was she supposed to do? Take out an ad in the paper when you wouldn't accept it? And see, I don't think people started off with you're a racist. People just started off with, who the fuck she thinks she is calling people nigga? Like, she don't have a right to use that word. But you didn't back down from it. And then you had another talk about something, well, that changed the whole trajectory of my career and da-da-da-da-da. Ain't none of that on Amada. None of that. That is 100% on your shoulders. And even if you and her were the best of friends when that went down, you didn't accept responsibility. So it was nothing that she could have done to change anything because you didn't accept your part in that. And that's the part that I need you to understand, which I don't think you do. So I ain't like the way that conversation went, but it ended with them hugging and them agreeing to be cool. I don't think they best friends, but I think they agreed to be cool. All right, whatever. Glad that y'all had a grown woman moment. Y'all put your big panties on. Bobby and JoJo talk. JoJo back. She had her spiritual cleanse. That's it. I told y'all, I'm not dealing with that shit. Trick takes Amada out on a date. Now look, y'all. Amada has no intentions of dating this man. She went out with him. She took her mama. They went horseback riding. Trick was cute. And he was flirty and all that. Amada ride. First of all, she showed up with no bra on. And she horseback riding. So, of course. But why are you yelling, my tits, my tits, my tits? I just think that's so uncouth and so unladylike. But anyway, they had a cute little date. You know, he took her, and then afterwards they got to talking about the whole Bobby beef and JoJo and all that. And Trick was like, look, don't worry about that shit. If they gonna mess with you, they gotta come through me. And my thing is, Amada, you know he's flirting with you and you know he's interested in you. And you clearly are not interested in him as anything other than a friend. You should have just not, like... It was a cute scene, but I guess I saw the previews for next week, and I'm just like, So Trick ends up inviting her to come with him to Trina's listening party, and she agrees to go. In his mind, it's a date, and her mind is just friends hanging out. See, that's how shit gets started. That's how problems happen. But anyway, it is what it is. It was a cute little scene. Trick is, when he want to be, he could be a real sweetheart when he want to be. The problem is, he pick and chooses when he going to be a sweetheart. So that's what that is. Last but not least, we see Chaotic and his dad. Now, let me tell y'all something. They edited the fuck out of this scene because Chaotic started off with, you ain't never been there for me. You never been around. You never been a father to me. I had to raise myself. That's why I was always in trouble. You have children, you got a wife, you got a whole church because the dad is a preacher. And I don't know nothing about, I've never been invited to be a part of your family or to be a part of that. you never reached out to me. Dad apologizes. Dad starts telling him, well, when I was young, I got shot and I lived this life. I died and I came back. And, Chaotic was like, well, I'm glad he's sharing this with me. It's good to know that he understands where I'm coming from, but we still ain't cool. That still don't take away the fact that he ain't raised me, that he wasn't a father to me. And then, 2 seconds later, he was like, well, I don't really have no hate in my heart for you. Maybe we can build something and move forward from here. And look, I bought the football so we could throw the football around together. What? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm always happy when I see people reconnect with family, especially in a situation like this. At some point you do have to forgive. You do have to move on. You do have to work through. But that scene was just too, it was just, the way it was chopped up, it just lost me because I was just like, what? Even when his dad started talking about him getting in trouble and, when you got shot, I went to the bathroom and I cried and I this, that, and the other. And Chaotic was like, well, I can't tell you how many times I done cried sitting in jail cells with my back against the wall. I was just like, what the fuck are we talking about? And then next thing you know, they hugging and he said, I got the football. You going to throw the football around with me? What? If it makes sense to y'all, drop it in them comments. It just seemed like it was a long scene that was edited. They just edited it down. And I'm sure it was a long scene. I'm sure it was a lot to be talked about. But maybe they should have just done a part 2 on that thing because it just somewhere in the middle. It just lost me. It just didn't make no sense. But anyway, y'all, that was Love and Hip Hop Miami. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.